Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So the Trump administration has now come out and saying that they're considering a new change that could really negatively impact future Social Security beneficiaries. In today's video, we're going to be covering everything that you need to know. But before we go ahead and dive into it for today, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into it for today. So recently we had reports coming out from the Social Security trustees as well as from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. And in those reports, they say that if nothing is done, if Congress does not act within the next 7 to 8 years, so anywhere between 2032 through 2033, if they do not act to either bring more money into the Social Security Trust Fund by either raising taxes or something along those lines, or ensuring that less money leaves the Social Security Trust Fund via like benefit cuts or something like that, then unfortunately they're going to have to cut benefits for everyone receiving Social Security benefits, whether you're a retiree, whether you receive SSI, or whether you receive SSDI benefits, by right around 24%. This would be incredibly significant. So for someone receiving right around $2,000 per month, what that would mean for them is a $500 per month benefit cut down to $1,500 per month. This would be extremely significant and really would impact a lot of individuals. And because of that, the Trump administration is now considering a new change to Social Security. Once again, in today's video, we're going to be covering everything that you need to know. But first off, you can see up on the screen, this is the report from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, where they talk about the insolvency that is looming very soon. So they said that Social Security turns 90 today. This, of course, was last month back in August, but its retirement program is on course to be insolvent by age 97, according to new estimates from the program's chief actuary. They say that Social Security's retirement trust fund will be insolvent in just 7 years by late 2032, at which point benefits will be cut automatically by 24% across the board if nothing is done to prevent it. A typical couple retiring just after insolvency will face an $18,400 cut in annual benefits, and recent legislation, particularly the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, but also the Social Security Fairness Act, has accelerated insolvency alongside well-known demographic challenges. Now they go on here to say that under the new law, the Social Security program cannot pay out more in benefits than it has collected in revenue. As a result, all current and new retired beneficiaries, regardless of age or income, will face an across-the-board 24% benefit cut when the retirement trust fund is depleted in 2032. And based on the latest chief actuary projections, we estimate a typical couple retiring shortly after the trust fund runs out will face an $18,400 benefit cut. Now up on the screen, you will see what it will mean for different people, depending on, retirement groups, whether they're a single income couple or a dual income couple. And you can see low income, medium income, and high income. So once again, a dual income, high income couple is going to be losing right around $24,400 in benefits, whereas for low income, dual income couples are going to be looking at a benefit cut of right around $11,200 over an annual basis. And then medium income, right there in the middle, a dual income couple is going to be facing right around a cut of $18,400. This is going to be extremely significant and very devastating, whether it's a low income individual, low income couple, or even a high income individual or couple. Obviously, it's going to be hurting those folks on the lower income spectrum the most, just because the higher income individuals more than likely are going to have other retirement assets to fall back on, such as 401ks, individual retirement accounts, or just savings. So it's going to be impacting everyone, but of course it's going to be impacting lower income individuals the most here. And because of this report that's coming out there, we actually had the Trump administration coming out. Frank Bisignano, actually the Social Security chief leader of the program, coming out with a new change that he's not saying that he is, saying it's not going to be, impossible for this to happen. So according to Fox News, with hopes of avoiding Social Security insolvency, the Trump administration is reportedly evaluating all available options, including, yes, raising the retirement age. Said, quote, I think everything is being considered, will be considered. Social Security Administration Commissioner Frank Bisignano said on Mornings with Maria on Thursday, and he was responding to a question of whether he would consider raising the retirement age. He said, quote, remember, most people told you and me that Social Security wasn't going to be around, and so the generations that are coming in will probably have a different set of rules than what we had. And that was in response to a question about whether he's considering the fact that the younger generations may face different retirement expectations. In a recent retirement study from Alliance Life, found that retirement confidence is tightening, as only 28% of Americans feel certain in their ability to financially support their life goals, down 13 points since 2020. Concerns about market volatility and the future of Social Security have also surged among Gen X, and more significantly, 70% of respondents said they worry more about running out of money in retirement than they do about dying. Besides raising the retirement age, Bisignano said there's also talk about lifting the contribution cap. He said, quote, that number will continue to increase also of where the max is. And that's another thing that people put in the equation to think about. 8 years is a long time away. We're less than 200 days into this administration, and we need Congress to partner with us. He said the plan was to get this to be a great service provider for the American public, and then with Ways and Means and the Senate come together with a plan. So obviously, they don't want to continue kicking the can down the road to the very last second. The quicker they can get this all figured out in a plan passed through Congress and onto Trump's desk, or whoever the president is whenever they finally do come up with the plan, the better. They don't want to wait to the very last second, end up having these benefit cuts of 24%. They don't even want this, fear to, come into reality for Americans receiving Social Security benefits. They want to come up with something now. Now, I will say that just because Frank Bisignano, the Social Security Commissioner, is coming out and saying one thing, doesn't necessarily mean that, Donald Trump is necessarily going to be agreeing with those comments. We have seen Trump come out numerous times and saying that he's extremely against any type of Social Security cuts. He's against raising of the full retirement age. So just because Bisignano may think one thing, that he's not going to rule out raising of the full retirement age, doesn't necessarily mean that Trump is going to be on the same page. And Trump may very well veto a bill if it did come to his desk that included raising of the full retirement age. And of course, Democrats are also against this, so I don't really see a bill in Congress necessarily having a chance of passing if they are going to be raising the full retirement age from 67 up to the age of 69. Now you can see something kind of interesting up there on the screen. So actually, back whenever Social Security was first created back in 1937, the life expectancy was very much different. So back in 1937, the full retirement age was 65. Since then, it got boosted up to 67. But you can see the life expectancy from 1935 through 1937 was only right around 62.5 years, whereas today, that is a good bit higher, around 17 years longer, 79.4 is now the life expectancy. So you could see, maybe a reason they might consider raising the full retirement age from, 67 up to 68 or 69, just because people are now living longer. But at the same time, if the average life expectancy is only 79.4 years, and you're only going to be receiving Social Security, let's say from age 69 up to 79, only receiving Social Security for 10 years, that's really not enough in my eyes. I would really like to see them at least keep it the same age as it is and not boost it up any higher. And you can also see here the impact that it would have if we did raise the full retirement age up to 69. According to Google AI, it said that raising the full retirement age to 69 could result in an estimated 8% reduction in average lifetime Social Security benefits for those affected by the change. So for a median wage retiree turning 62 in 2034, this could mean monthly benefit cuts of $345 to $741, or roughly $46,104 to $99,252 over the first 10 years of receiving benefits, according to a report by the Center for American Progress. So obviously, if you have to wait a couple more years to start receiving Social Security benefits, Those are going to be 2 more years that you don't receive Social Security. So if you're going to receive like, $30,000 per year on Social Security, but you don't receive it for 2 more years because the full retirement age continues getting pushed back, well, those are going to be years you're not going to receive any type of benefit whatsoever. So obviously it's going to impact future generations. But with that said, leave your thoughts and comments below. What would you think about raising the full retirement age? Is this something you could be on board with? Is this something that you're against? Leave your thoughts and comments below. But that's all we have for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.